invite up Lori Maxfield from the Minnesota Partnership. Lori, here you go.
Thank you. As Teresa said, Lori Maxfield from St. Catherine University in St. Paul, Minnesota. I work with Tony Murphy, and a number of years ago, about 6 years ago, we began a professional development school partnership with a suburban school district just south of the cities. And our goal was to start working with pre-service and in-service teachers to use the GLOBE protocols at the elementary level. One, to enhance our pre-service teachers' understanding of science, and also to work with the in-service teachers to help them develop their understanding of science. And we found that the environment is one of the best ways to integrate some of the science concepts because everybody feels fairly comfortable with the environment. It's something that they can touch and feel, and they aren't quite as foreign when you start getting into some other areas. So a number of years ago, we started the partnership, and what we did was we used the professional development schools models where we looked at collaboration, structures, resources, and roles. And this was very important in the beginning stages, and we worked with the school district that was very willing and accepting, and in their strategic plan, environmental education was a part of the program, so it was a very easy place to get into. We also had some partnerships with some foundations. The Jeffers Foundation, which is a foundation that works with environmental issues, was willing to work with us for the first couple of years to help underwrite the purchase of materials. For example, at the 5 elementary schools, we were able to purchase instrument shelters for every school. We purchased soil augers, transparency tubes, all of the equipment that they needed in order for the students to be able to do the various protocols. So it was a very important having that partnership with the foundations. Also, the college or the university also committed to having faculty go into the schools with our pre-service teachers at the same time, which sometimes is a little unique in an institution saying we're going to give you release time to be out in the schools working with the teachers and working with the pre-service teachers. So it was really a wonderful opportunity for that partnership to evolve as well. Kara Rickenberg, who is my colleague and will actually be presenting more on this Friday, we started looking at what are the types of structures, resources, and roles people play in evolving the professional development school model and how important are these roles. And we found that having a person at the university level, a person in the school level, were very important structures to help facilitate and organize all the activities related to it. Then we started to develop our learning communities with our pre-service educators, novice and experienced educators, and it also included education faculty. Our math, science, and social studies methods folks at the elementary level were all a part of this collaboration and went out into the schools to help implement the GLOBE. Now, the first year that we did this, we thought, well, we can just do it under the theme of the environment, and it was in the winter. And in Minnesota in the winter, it can be very difficult to do many of the GLOBE protocols. You can do the atmospheres pretty well with temperature, the cloud protocols, but when you want to try to do the soil protocol, it's a little bit challenging to do that. So our first year, it didn't work as well, so we moved everything to the fall, and we've had a great deal of success with that. The area that we're now focusing on is the student learning. We've been looking at our pre-service educators and our in-service educators developing their comfort, confidence, and competence in teaching science. The area that we've had the greatest challenge is looking at what is the effect on our P5 learners learning with respect to the GLOBE, and we're getting closer to being able to assess that information, and we think we're going to get stronger this year. I'm not going to hit all of these slides, but this just kind of gives you a sense of in the kindergarten and second grade classrooms, we aligned everything with the Minnesota academic standards in science. And so seasons were a big area for which kindergarten and second grade classrooms focus. And so we picked out the protocols and the learning activities. Because we were doing this in the fall, we did green down. With our first and third grade classroom, atmospheres, and we worked a lot with the cloud protocols. As a matter of fact, in third grade on the testing and on the pieces that the kids needed to know, they needed to know all the cloud types. And so this was a great protocol. It was an easy sell for the teachers because it met their curricular needs. In fourth grade, we worked with hydrology. And then in fifth grade, we did the soil protocols. And these aligned very well with the curriculum and with the standards. And it was really fun to watch this grow in 2 years. And we thought, well, we're good at it in the suburban school district where everyone was really receptive to this. So we decided to move it to 2 urban school districts, Minneapolis and St. Paul, in 2 underserved school settings. And we were able to implement the same model in those schools. And this fall, we will be beginning our 6th year in the suburban school and our 4th year in the 2 urban schools. And one of the things that will be changing for us, and these are just, since you'll have access to these PowerPoints, some of the comments from the in-service teachers and the pre-service teachers, and you can look at those. But our plans for 2011 and 2012 include continuing to focus on literacy and academic language development. We found this is very important in our urban schools because we have many ELL learners, and especially in our school in Minneapolis, probably 75 to 80% of the children are Spanish speaking, and many of them, when they enter kindergarten, Spanish is their first and only language. And so it'll be very important for us to continue with that literacy and academic development. We added Project WET and Project Learning Tree curriculum to support the GLOBE protocols, especially at the elementary, the kindergarten, first and second grade. To get them ready to do the green down, we needed more learning activities and more opportunities to expose them and also develop that academic language in order to be able to do the green down protocol. We're going to be creating new curricular units, and actually our pre-service teachers are doing this, to address the new Minnesota academic standards in science. They changed, and so we're now realigning. So in 5th grade, when we did soils, we're now moving soils down to 1st grade. I can't wait to have them using the Dutch soil augers to... No, it's probably not going to happen. Continue the integration of the math, science, and social studies. We felt pretty good with math and science, and some years our students get a good sense of where the social studies fits. But in the last year, we've seen that they're beginning to see this more about science than they are mathematics and social studies. So we're going to work more concertedly in those areas. Increase the use of signature pedagogies and strategies with the inquiry and co-teaching. This fall, in our 2 urban schools, we actually have blocked all of our methods courses so that our students are locked in from 8 to noon, Monday through Friday. So they can't do anything else but be in teacher education courses. And what we're going to do in our 2 urban sites is we're actually going to be in those schools for the full 15 weeks of the fall semester. And what will happen is that the classroom teacher, the pre-service teacher, and the faculty members will help design and develop the curriculum that will be taught, especially around the EcoStars concepts, so that the teacher, the in-service teacher, takes the lead, the pre-service teacher looks at their thinking and helps assist, and then it reverses to where the pre-service teacher becomes the lead, and that's where they'll implement their EcoStars lesson. And then we're going to embed teacher performance assessment tasks to evaluate pre-service teacher development and elementary student development. For those of you in California, you're familiar with the performance assessment for California teachers. Minnesota is a fast-track state for the teacher performance assessment. This fall, we piloted it with all of our pre-service teachers where they actually delivered their lessons, videotaped, and took work samples of students to do the assessment to find out, are they really engaging in the learning, and what are they learning about what students know and can do with respect to the curricular units. And so that's kind of where we are. And we have a number of wonderful partners that have helped us. We have our foundation support from a number of people, and we just recently, about a month ago, QQuest joined us and gave us about $7,500, which definitely helps in providing equipment and teacher stipends and additional training, and then our partner schools that we work with. And we're really excited to see how this keeps going. And we're really excited this year with the more of a residency-like model where they're going to be in there. We think we're really going to be able to see some differences in the way our pre-service teachers teach and the learning of those little guys and gals in there.
Wow. Do we have questions? Amazing activities. All right. Thank you, Lori. Okay, at this time, I'll invite up our